Good evening, YouTube. Okay, so yesterday I went to this place in Austin where I live, a place called Buybacks, which is a really cool store. It's a little store where they have everything used. You can get video games, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS tapes even, all used. And CDs there are a steal. CDs used are so cheap now. I mean, find a good amount of CDs cheap. Well, I went there because earlier that week, or maybe the week before, I found a used copy of Violent Femmes' Why Do Birds Sing. It was an album I used to have, and was one I had to sell because I was very poor at the time. But they had a copy of it for $2, $2.15. So I bought it, and I got to hear it again, and I remember how much I liked it. I think it was even better this time than it was back then. So I went back to look to see if they had any other Violent Femmes albums, and they had about 3 copies of Added Up, which was the compilation album, the first album I got from Violent Femmes. It was a Christmas present from my sister, and they had this album. And I just got this album yesterday, and I'm thinking this has to be reviewed. This just needs a review on YouTube, because the only album I can find by Violent Femmes is the Violent Femmes album, the debut, which is great. We all know that's an amazing and very influential, landmarking album, but everyone talks about that, and I've never seen any of their other albums reviewed on YouTube. And I was looking for it. I was doing a search, and I can't even find, like Hallowed Ground on there. Now, I was going to originally do Why Do Birds Sing, but I really wanted to do a more obscure, more underrated album to give it some attention and give it some exposure, because this album really didn't sell well. It didn't go well with the critics. Some of the fans didn't like it. So I'm going to give you my opinion on this album right here. This is Violent Femmes' Freak Magnet. This was their final album. This was actually recorded in '98, but it didn't come out until 2000. It's on Beyond Records. And some of the cover art, as you can see, it's got a cutout in it because it flopped. Sorry guys, but it did. But I'm going to give you my opinion on Freak Magnet. And also, for some of you Violent Femmes fans out there who are watching this might not have heard of this album. I'm going to go by the song by song, and we're going to start with the first song being Hollywood is High. This thing is not, there it goes. It starts off real rocking, real fiery, energetic, and then the guys all harmonizing Hollywood is High, and then it goes into the song with the drums and the bass, the guitar. It's a real firing rocker, actually. It's a real firing rocker, and Gordon Gano sounds great on this song. Sounds, just as good as he always has. This is a good opening song. Hollywood is High being song number 1. Then we get into the title song, Freak Magnet, which is song number 2. Now, I first listened to this on my way home from Buybacks, which is not too far, about maybe a 20-minute drive with traffic, but Freak Magnet came on the song. I'm thinking, what is that? Does that sound kind of like Devo? But then it occurred to me that listening to it more, it really sounds a lot like the Talking Heads. It sounds a lot like something the Talking Heads would do in their mid-'80s career. In fact, Gordon even sounds like David Byrne sometimes, the way he sings. But Talking Heads fans might really like this song. This is actually it's another strong song. It's very much a danceable song. You want to dance to this. It's a good rocker. It's a really good rocking song, very strong. So the album starts off beautifully with 2 amazing songs. Number 3, we go into Sleepwalking. This was the single from the album. Now, I had heard a live version of this back in 2000 on Hard Rock Live on VH1. I was watching Hard Rock Live, and Violent Femmes they played a couple songs on that show, and they were debuting Sleepwalking. So I'd only heard it once in my life, and I'd forgotten how it sounded. But when I heard it driving home in my car, it sounded faster than I remembered it. I was thinking it was a slower song. This is real upbeat, fast, punk rock song basically. This is very punky. There's some punk moments in this. This is where they get pretty punk rock. But as far as the song Sleepwalking goes, it's another amazing, energetic song. It's great. You're going to want to do this to it or this to it, whatever. Sleepwalking is great. It's a great choice for a single, but I really do like Sleepwalking. Very, very, very great song. Then it goes down a little bit. They start mellowing it out. After 3 energetic ones, they give you a little time to chill and catch your breath. So it goes to All I Want, which is kind of a bittersweet type ballad type song with Gordon on the acoustic guitar and singing, and simple drumming from Guy Hoffman on this. But it's great. It's so far, you go into 4 songs, you got 4 killer songs right here. This is great. I mean, this album really needs to be reviewed on YouTube, so that's why I'm giving this album some attention. You really got to get this reviewed on YouTube. So I've listened to this probably about a total of 7 times, so I can fully digest it, and I've got a full opinion of it. And I mean, yeah, the first 4 songs are great. Definitely, after you watch my review, preview this on YouTube. I will give you songs you should look up, especially Sleepwalking. We go into number 5, New Generation. Brian Ritchie sings this one. He's doing the lead. Now this, I believe, is a cover song because it wasn't written by any of the Femmes. I'm not sure who they covered. I don't think I've heard this song before, but it's good. It's a good, energetic one. I really like this one. But New Generation is a very good song. I'm not too into covers, but this one will move you, or it moves me, and I like it. So another good one. Then it goes down, kind of weird with this one. Not too weird, but just different. Like a drum machine type sound, and an organ, bass, and a song called In the Dark. I like it. It's another one I like. It's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a snake-like song, the way it moves. But really good, really strong. Gordon's vocals sound amazing on it. I mean, this is some of the best singing I've heard him do is on this album. I mean, Gordon just sounds great. I mean, some of the lyrics are great on this. So In the Dark is also good. I mean, I'm so glad I got this. By the way, this is like $5 when I found it. So if you find this used, you'll probably find it at a pretty cheap price. I mean, $5, that's totally worth it for this CD. Number 7, Rejoice and Be Happy. This is another party rock song. This is jumping up and down, having a good time, partying, This is really upbeat. You'll like this one. This one, Rejoice and Be Happy, killer. I mean, I haven't gone to a bad song yet. 8, Mosh Pit. Yeah, Mosh Pit. This one's a little silly. I think this one's pretty ridiculous. It's got the band all screaming Mosh Pit, and then it goes into this real fiery punk rock song sounding like, I don't know, like real fast punk, like Black Flag or something. It's weird. Probably the punkiest, but some of the lyrics are just really, especially when they list the meals in the song, like what they're having, what's for breakfast and lunch. It's just, this is where we come to a bump in the road. I think that Mosh Pit is definitely the weak one. Yeah, I'm not too into this song, but after that we get to Forbidden. This song, I love this song. This might be my favorite. It's just nice, folky, mellow acoustic song with Guy Hoffman on the brushes, and it's got Guy Hoffman, and they're harmonizing. Come with us and play. Gordon goes, come with us and play. They're harmonizing. A song called Forbidden. It's about 3 minutes long. This is really good song. This is I absolutely check Forbidden out on YouTube. I really like this one. Harkens back to the Violent Femmes of old. Like, sounds kind of like what they were writing on the self-titled album, kind of those folky ones, And then it goes into another mellow acoustic ballad, very sad song called When You Died. Acoustically, it's acoustic guitar, I guess acoustic bass, and brushes by Guy Hoffman. It's another good one. It's a really good song. I think it's pretty cool they put that one right after that because you get a little kind of a rest in there. You can still get into it, but you're not like doing this like some of these other songs. At Your Feet. This one's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's kind of a straightforward rock song, but it works. It's good. I think it's a good. It's in a good placement of the album right after When You Died. At Your Feet. This one it's worth checking out, but it's strong on this album. I do like it. I Danced, from what I think I remember reading in the liner notes here, was actually lyrics taken from a poem, but Gordon wrote the music himself. It's lyrics from the poem, I danced before I had 2 feet, 5 max done, and yeah, Gordon played the, I wrote the music on this, but cool. Yeah, it's fun. That's the thing, this is like really a party rocking album. I mean, look at the artwork. The artwork was actually done by Brian Ritchie and David Vartanian. They did the cover design. So, I mean, some people might think that's goofy or like a little kid did it. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, there's like the artwork in here. You know, it's got like artwork for like the lyrics or the song titles. So, kudos on the artwork. Really good artwork by Ritchie and Vartanian. So, where did I stop at? I Danced. After I Danced, let me get this back in here. So, yeah, I've been listening to this album a lot. I've been doing my homework. And, as you can tell so far by this review, yeah, I really like this album. Let's see. I'm Bad. That's another upbeat rocker. Pretty punky. Actually, it's another punk one. This one's party song. This is basically a party rock album, but it's great if you really want to. It's good to have, like, play over when you're going to have a good party. I mean, not if you want to get too crazy and trash your apartment or your house or anything, but it's good if you're going to be well behaved and you drink responsibly. Never mind. Anyway, I'm Bad is good. Happiness Is. It's very clever. I like the lyrics in this one. It's a mellow song, and the lyrics are really funny. I think the lyrics are pretty hilarious in this one. But I like it. It's really good. Happiness Is. Another one worth checking out on YouTube. Now, we end the album with a story. It's a horror story. I won't go into what it's about because you have to listen to it. But it has to do with monsters, or a monster in the story. And it's a little disturbing, and I don't really think it really fits too well with the album. It's not really a bad song. I just think it just sounds weird. It really sounds out of place with the album. Maybe if it was listed as a bonus song, it would be better, but this is how it ends the album. It's just weird, and the instrumentation's just kind of weird. And to me, it sounds pretty different for Violent Femmes. I've never really heard them write. I mean, sure, there was Country Death Song, but this one's like, I don't know. Listen to it, but don't start with that song. If you haven't heard Freak Magnet yet, I mean, start with Sleepwalking and Forbidden. Those two. Start with those two. But that's my review for the Violent Femmes 2000 and so far last album. I've read that they said they didn't want to record any more albums because this one sold so poorly. Some of the fans didn't like this album, and the critics, of course, they're going to hate it, but a critic means nothing to me. But yeah, I recommend checking this album out. If you find this used, and you're a fan of the old stuff, you've got like, you know, a few of the old CDs, you've got like, you know, Violent Femmes, Hollow Ground, Blind Lame the Naked, Why Do Birds Sing? Those are 4 great albums. I think you should add this one to your collection. This is probably, I've actually heard some reviewers on Amazon say this was like the best one they had done since Why Do Birds Sing? And I'm not really familiar with too much of the stuff between Why Do Birds Sing and this, but they put out a couple in between. But it's time for that moment of truth to give this album a grade. Well, as you can tell, I've listened to this, and I think this is just an incredible album, and I hope eventually that they have reunited. Victor DeLorenzo's not playing with them. I can't remember the drummer's name they have now. Kai Hoffman's not with them. But they have reunited. They do tour occasionally. Whether they'll make an album or not, I don't know. I would really like to see them make an album with the new lineup. But this is a really good album. I'm gonna just give this a solid A. This is I think just as, I mean, maybe not in the same league as the classics, but this one you'll really get into this. I mean, it's just a fun, upbeat, happy album. I mean, there's some kind of sad moments on here, but I mean, you feel good with this album. This is definitely a feel-good CD, and I really, really, really like Freak Magnet. I think this is a really solid, strong effort, and I'm glad I paid $5.40 for it. Or I think that's how much I paid, $5.40, $5.41 with tax. I don't know, but I'm glad I invested in this. I'm happy to have this. I've been listening to this nonstop. But yeah, if you are a fan of the Violent Femmes old school days, check this one out. Either find it on Amazon or go to a used CD store that has CDs, thrift stores maybe, I don't know. But look for Freak Magnet. I'm totally recommending this. I can't recommend this enough. There's great moments on here. Great songwriting, good musicianship, the production sounds killer on this. So yeah, I'm gonna give Freak Magnet an A. Songs to check out, definitely check out Sleepwalking. I say start with that. Freak Magnet is a really good one to check out. I love Forbidden, and I'm going to give you Happiness Is. So Sleepwalking, Freak Magnet, Forbidden, and Happiness Is. I'll give you 4 songs to check out. They should be on YouTube. I know a few of these songs are on YouTube. I don't know if every single song is, but yeah, just look up those songs. So that's my review of Violent Femmes' 2000 album, Freak Magnet. It gets an A. I love this album. I love this. You know, this is a killer album, and I'm glad I invested in this. Not disappointed at all. Gordon Gano and Brian Ritchie, if you're watching this, I mean, you really should be proud of this album. Don't let the critics, you know, low sales get you down. You created an amazing album. This is, like, to me, my opinion, it's on par with, like, Why Do Birds Sing and Hollowed Ground and Violent Femmes, those albums, you know. Even The Blind Leading the Naked. I mean, this is amazing. Thanks for watching my review. I'm done talking your ear off. Good night. I will hopefully do some more album reviews pretty shortly. So there it is. One more time. Violent Femmes, Freak Magnet. Gets an A. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a safe night, and I'll see you around on YouTube. Cheers.